Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the RealNex webinar, What's New and FAQ. We've got a lot of new stuff in the pipeline and coming out to the market, so we want to share that with you so you can take full advantage of the RealNex platform. I'm Jeff Finn here with Matthew Smith, and today we're going to talk about a number of things that are new and some that we're really excited about, some that you might recall from some of you that have been around a while. You've seen some of these tools that were on the desktop that we have brought to the cloud, which is fantastic. And the right-click field filter Matt's going to show us about. We've added some great new capabilities in our pipeline management and interface for project and lead cards to be able to shuffle around and move things through a progression from prospecting through completion. We've made it streamlined to more efficiently know, where to go to do what. Some things were morphed over time in different modules, and we've just helped bring some more consistency, and some things that might have been hidden have been brought out front, and we're going to show you where they're at. We have a great new capability to feed property and spaces into projects, and soon project into a closed deal as a comp. And we have spaces and properties being able to feed all their fields into Market Edge, and coming soon there's a new capability to add annual versus monthly rent capability into Marketplace to make sure that that is set and locked down, and some great new additions into our transaction manager, from managing leasing leads and some of our presentation naming conventions that you can now more flexibly manage. And system performance, sort of something that's not as present on the screen, but behind the scenes, we've added a tremendous amount of infrastructure, memory, and capacity and processing to speed up performance. Hopefully you'll be seeing that and realizing that benefit. Also might, if we have time, give a refresher on a few things that we talked about last time. If you didn't see it or weren't aware, an incredible new tool called Layouts to be able to design your own CRM screens, and dialog styles, which help to present the interface just like you like it. And again, in case you don't know, everyone has the access to our MP Direct Widget side of Marketplace to be able to have your own listing search engine on your personal website. And if you'd like, again, and if we have time, we'll show you some great enhancements we've made to our MP Premier for listing hosting on your corporate or enterprise website, and a great SEO beneficial way to your prospecting and business development. So Matt, let me let you take it away, take the deep dive into these new enhancements that we've added to RealNex, or some that are the sneak preview into what's to come real soon.
Thanks, Jeff, as always. I am absolutely loving right-click to filter, search, and paginate. And if you don't know what that is, I'm going to walk you through it, and I'll do my best to make sure I have a good cadence for everybody. Before I get into that, though, this is a FAQ. So it's not just Jeff and I talking. This is frequently asked questions. So we'll go over some of those, but more importantly, with you that are on this call here today, please put your questions in the questionnaire. This is a live conversation we can have. We can run through some things, and I am very nimble moving through the program. So as these questions come in of things that you might want to look for, things you've been waiting to come out, or just general questions, we're happy to address those during the presentation or after the presentation on this. So don't forget to put your questions in there. So let's talk a little bit about right-click, field filter, search, and paginate. What does that mean? I want to focus in on this screen right here. And I'm going to try to put a nice little yellow line around that. So a couple things I want you to focus on. One is I was with a client a few weeks ago, and they said, Matt, the screen's really hard to see. And so what we did is we went up here to this 100%, and we changed it to 200%. And now you can see that we're able to adjust the screen size. Maybe you want to make it smaller, maybe you want to make it larger, or maybe you just want to keep it the way it is. That has been something that has been asked for by quite a lot of people, is to be able to have that without changing the whole screen size. or adjusting resolution, because you could be on a different device. Maybe you're on your tablet and you just logged in instead of using the app, or maybe you're looking at this on a big screen TV with everybody in your office going over your pipeline. Now you can go ahead and you can adjust that. You'll also see a print button here. This print button allows you to print the screen. So if you heard me talk before, making sure that you do print screen before you go ahead and adjust those layouts, which we'll talk you here in a bit. You can do that, and then you can also access the split screen and the navigation panel through there. Last, you'll see a quick refresh button. This will allow you to refresh the screen instead of having to go back and click browser refresh. Again, it's all about ease of use. That also brings us to another topic. I'm on the phone with Antonio. I just hung up the phone. I did my voice dictation and notes. Now I get a call from Jack Finn. I think I have Jack Finn in my database. Maybe I don't. That was Jake Finn. That's Jack Finn's brother. And so now I type in Jack Finn. Now I can see Jack Finn. I can see his information, but I'm still on Antonio's record. So I'm able to access global search while I'm still on a record. Again, it's all about being nimble and to be able to run through the program. Very simplistic. You'll see over here on the right-hand side, we still have our keyword search, our groups, our types, name, our filters with save filters, advanced filters, and layouts. We brought them all to the contact card, the property project card, the space card, everywhere, so you don't have to click out. Less clicks, more functionality. With that, we also teach a process of matching buyers and sellers and tenants in space. It is National Hot Dog Day. It's National Pizza Day. We want to talk about the flyers are coming into town, and we want to find everybody that meets those criteria, whether that is investor, tenant agent, vendor, or personal. Now you can simply just right click on any field you want to filter, and we can sort by that, or we can add to the filter. So a filter is a way we can narrow down our criteria. I might have 2,000 people in my database, but I need to find everybody that invests in multifamily. I can then just simply select off the drop-down menu, or I can use the menu here, or I can just type it in, and now I'm able to search within inside of those records that I have pulled up. So it's really nice to be able to filter within inside of the record without having to go back out, and I can add additional filters to that so I can narrow down my criteria. So if I just had a multifamily property come to market, an industrial building, or I want to follow up with my A rating clients, my B rating clients, my top 150, or anything else, you can easily do that within inside of the program now. So you don't have to leave the screen to do a lot, and you can move from record to record and so forth with that same filter pulled up. And again, it just gets a lot more efficient to use the program and less clicks when you're in there. A couple other things when it comes to contacts, companies, properties, and so forth. We added the ability to mass add leads to the pipeline. So if you want to mass add a lead to the pipeline, now you can do so. You can come over here and hit the add delete, and you can check the box, and now we can come over here and click add delete, and you'll see it went from adding or removing to a group to adding an event, adding history, view history, or add to project. Add to project, now we can type in our project or the name, and now it gives us the ability to add those leads to the project. So if you bulk imported leads, or you had a lead feed come into the system from a contact form, you can do that. If you're working on a buy side assignment, you can mass add properties to the buy side. If you're doing a tenant assignment, you can mass add the spaces to a project as well. So with that, we also went through the normalization. Again, we brought some of those tools from that global search. Whether you're searching a property, a contact, or a company, it's doing the global search up in there, and it's searching the whole database. We brought that, so everything now is on that one main screen. So you see that through there. You'll also notice if you come over to tools, you'll notice down here at the bottom, you're going to see apps. We do have an open API that you can access through RX Data. If you click on the RX Data tab, you'll see a tab in there for the API. So if you did not hear about that before, we do have an open API. If you're not sure what an API is, just put a question in and ask Jeff. Jeff can tell you exactly what an API is and how it works, and just allows to interconnect things together. One of the things that people have asked is, you know, Matt, I I'm running through the program and I want to create a comp out of a property. I want to create a comp out of a space. What's the best and easiest way to do that? Well, any record that you're on, you can create a comp out of it. One of the downsides about doing that is if you have a current project, and my internet's not the best here, but you have a current project on there, you don't want to have to go from the project back to the property to create a comp. Well, we solve for that. It's in staging right now, it'll come out soon, but when you do close a project, it will turn it into a comp. So right now what you're doing is you're going to with the main screen and you're creating a comp out of here, and it's going to ask you for your buyer, your seller, your procuring agent, and so forth. You can create a project off of the property now. So again, we're streamlining that process, but what you'll see is even more streamlined processes coming soon, and that will be the ability to take your project. When you win that assignment, you then can turn that into a comp, whether that's a lease comp or a sales comp. And comps are extremely important. If you're in a non-disclosure state, you know how important. If you're not in a non-disclosure state, you're probably starting to understand how important they are. And it helps you evaluate properties better. It helps you evaluate leases better. And you can't rely upon information that you're finding out in the open market, because I know most of you probably get phone calls and, hey, Jeff, what is the lease rate that you lease that building for? And you tell them $400 a foot per month. And so people just make some numbers up out of thin air. So having that comp data for you is something that's fantastic for you to have. So property space can now turn into a comp. It'll be released in hopefully a few weeks, maybe a little bit less, depending on how our developers work over time. Remember,
the other cool thing about that, Matt, just to add to it, is that and from a project, when you have the new buyer of the property, you close out that transaction and create the comp with that buyer. That buyer then becomes the new owner of the property as well. So really looking at updating as efficiently as possible across the platform all the new information that you gather through that transaction to make sure that your next turn on marketing to that property is as efficient as possible.
100% right on the money. And I'm going to add to what Jeff said there, but I wanted to show you why we're on the property record. Remember, your global search is still here. Your filters are here. Your layouts are here that you can switch from. Your keyword search is there. And then you saw how easy I was able to bring up these filters. So again, you can filter throughout. We want to get you to less clicks, and we want to get you to more productivity. Also, what we've done with these layouts is we've added the ability to take these fields and push them into our Market Edge program. And I'll talk about Market Edge in a bit and how those fields run through. So if you're creating your layout and you have certain details, maybe it's cap rate or land or how many avocado trees are on the lot for agricultural or how many cows are in the barn, whatever that would be, you now can send that information by simply hitting presentation and hit go to. And now what that's going to do is it's going to take it out of the RealNex CRM and it's going to put it into your presentation. So from here, I can skip the analysis and go to presentation only, click on presentation. And then if I have a cover sheet here, I can bring some of those fields in for my cover sheet. And you can just simply select here. So again, I'm clicking select fields. Once I select fields, I'm going to pick the source. And again, you can say Market Edge CRM, only CRM or user added. User added are fields that you've added. So you select user added. When you select user added, it's going to say, do you want to refresh most of the time? Now, I have already refreshed mine. And if you go here and you go to user added and you're like, hey, I don't see them, it's down here. So just look in here, click here to reset the fields. Okay, I tried to draw an arrow, but that wasn't a good arrow. But you can see you can click to refresh that. And what it does is it really streamlines that process. And you might say, well, I really want these fields on an interior page. The cover page is cool, but I really want them on an interior page, Matt. How do I get that and accomplish that? Add page, manage global pages, and now you have the ability to have your own global page. So in here, I created a bunch of different examples. So you can see that you can put a photo in, right? So if you have a photo you want to put in, you can also add a PDF to some of these and just put a PDF that's form fitting. You can add a map. You can go ahead and you can add in things like your spaces, right, that are coming in for your income page. you can add these fields that are coming in here from the CRM, right? So we can add all these ones in here. I added this 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom bath, that mix there. Those pull directly from the CRM. And the reason I'm showing you this like this is because I want you to see the customization that's able to be done with inside the program. I don't expect you to produce something like this. This is for demonstration purposes only. But to create your layout, you just click on the left-hand side. And if you click this little example button, it really allows you to see what can be. And then you can say apply, and then that's going to change your ordering around. And again, we're very flexible. We wanted to give you a lot more customization, and all you need to do is just drag and drop, and now you can add text. Again, I don't expect you to present something like this. I expect you to present something more like this. And so now I have my team bio in here. I can have my photos. I can change my photos around. I can add more information. So that's something that you can create using the custom global pages, as well as if we choose, we want to have some field information brought over, you can have that field information. Once you have a custom global page you like, you then can easily add that into your packaging. So again, it becomes that much more efficient that if you have all these custom fields that you built in your CRM of the property side of things, now that all goes into Market Edge. So everybody that said, we want more flexibility, we want more customization, we listen, we give it to you, and there it is. If you need additional help, as always, Guide Me Here is to help you, and then you can always put a support ticket in there or contact one of us. We're here to help you as well, and we're happy to help you on doing that. Now, back to the project section. This is one of the updates that is well overdue. We used to use a program in here internally, and some of us enjoyed it, some of us didn't enjoy it. But now we can use that program inside of our own program, which is even better. So we're not only telling you to, take your tech stack and compress it and come into RealNex to allow us to do everything from AR to VR to videos to websites and listings, but we're doing it here too. We're taking our tech stack and we're condensing it down and we're putting it all into our program. So we're putting our money where our mouth is. Again, you can see here that I have my different properties that I have listed, and I'm moving them along these stages. Now, these stages are customizable for you. So if you come in and you look at my stages and you're like, I don't like those, that's fine. You can customize your own stages. But Matt, I don't do buyer rep. I don't do landlord rep. How do I remove those? Well, let's walk through that, and I'll show you how to do that. Simply click the little gear icon and check off what you don't. You should check off default, because if you're not putting in project type, then projects just probably aren't going to work. This is one of the most underutilized section within most programs, and because they're not effective, and we made it effective. We've added charts and we've added some graphs so you can see them. Now, my color coding process is for demonstration purposes. If you want to color code yours just like mine, let me know, and I'll be happy to give you the different colors. But the idea is you can change it from orange to green to pink to blue to red or any other color you want. And again, you can customize those statuses for you in that project side of things. Also, all those leads that we brought over there are inside of here, and then you're able to manage those in that same Kanban board fashion. Now, you can adjust the probability from stage 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and it will increase the probability as you move down the line. You can use one solid color, or you can use many colors. And you simply go to Settings in the upper right-hand corner, System Tables, Project Setup. Now you can change your base color and your probability just like I did here. Again, mine is for demonstration purposes, so you won't see as fluid as some of the other ones that I have in here, but you can see in here that I have the blue, and then all of a sudden it goes to the backup offer. So it goes from 5% to 100%, and then the backup offer goes in pink. I'm not always a big fan of seeing the red. Maybe that just is like kind of like a red light, makes me stop. But all these, again, are filterable. Now, back to what Jeff was saying, which I think is phenomenal, right? And if you didn't hear what he said, what he's saying is you're going to be able to create a comp out of a property for sale or for lease right from the project tab. You're also able to put in the information for the buyer and seller, and it will adjust that for you right in the program. So it's great, and I'll walk you through how that's going to look as the update comes. So let's talk about their project. We have a project in here, and now you can see all your participants. Now, not every participant on your deal is going to be a commissioned participant. They might be a flat fee, or they might be no fee because they're in-house or something to that effect. So Bob Jones here is an attorney. And so Bob, we did not put in the fee for Bob on this. We pay Bob a retainer, and he takes that money out of our bank that we sent him. We sent him $100,000 a year. He takes it out of his retainer. When he needs more money, we fill it back up. Now, Chad is an outside broker, and he gets a split. And then we have Larry, and then we have Antonio, and they're splitting it up. And you can see the total split to 77% because maybe the house takes that 23%. Again, you can put a house split in there. You also will see the ownership information on the screen. So you'll see the buyer, the seller, and so forth on that main screen in here. So not only can you see the participants, but you'll see the principal fields. And that is this property, the seller, and the buyer. Now, if the property's for lease, this is going to change. You're going to see the lessor and the lessee. Again, what Jeff mentioned is really important. As you build this project, as you add your participants in there, you are then going to be able to convert this into a sale or lease comp. It'll ask you who the buyer or seller is, the lessee, the lessor, and how to connect it, and then it will change it for you. It's that awesome. So hopefully you enjoy that. Again, your global search is here. So if you are on a project and someone calls you in and you want to find Jack Finn, okay, not Jake Finn, Jack's brother, I can go see Jack and I can click on Jack and it will take me to him. So you can search globally from that same record. You're not having to click out like you used to and then click back in. We've also enhanced the speed for the program. So many of you have commented to me on social media and in my email and text messages that I'm not sure what you did, but system performance has increased. And we're always looking to increase system performance for you. So now you know that those fields can come across from the property into Market Edge. Did you know though, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but all your space data is able to be pushed into the analysis side as well. So if you are a landlord broker or you are a tenant broker, and say we want to take our base space, I can simply click Output, Lease Analysis, Owner Rep, and then I can use my lease defaults, or I can override my lease defaults. I can put in my free rent, my annual increases. I can name my analysis. So this is going to be Jack and Jake Finn. And it is industrial, retail, office. That property type should pull up for you. Again, lease start date, rent per square foot, DCF timing, discount rate, and rolling rate. Jeff, do you want to tell them about the new updates coming as well? I know that you're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I think the piece that you're referring to, Matt, is from the CRM. You're able to feed the from an owner's standpoint, owner of property, not the comparative lease from a tenant standpoint, but as an owner of a space that you have available, you'll be able to put your budget numbers in, and that becomes a base case in the Market Edge that you can compare offers against. So once you have the new leases coming in, you'll see based on terms and structure if they're achieving the type of financial result that your client is looking for.
Fantastic. And again, this is all about streamlined processes, streamlined processes, streamlined processes. And again, when the comparative lease analysis here, I have my base property, tenant response, and then we also have two options, but it does give you a comparison if you want to compare those. And then you can do the same thing for your tenant rep side. And then remember, and this isn't new, but all this is in a presentation. So if you want to show your cover page and a cash flow or a summary of those, you can. And then this can even turn into its own little website so your clients can access it. And I think that's one of the things that people really haven't looked at as well is we do have the ability to create a website out of your leases that you're comparing for your clients so your client can experience it. It has your logo, your address, it'll map the properties out for you, and then you can see and compare and contrast those on there. Again, it's just about branding, 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 branding. If you've seen our other webinars, we talk about it a lot. But remember that Market Edge piece has just been phenomenal. The spaces that Jeff talks about, it's all about making things easier, effective, and more efficient. We've also seen a lot of clients creating surveys. So you'll see some new updates to our reports that'll allow you to create surveys within the CRM and adjust the order within inside of that. So as you're creating your surveys, it just makes it a lot easier. You can reorder those surveys. We also seen a lot of people use our transaction manager tour book to create surveys out of. Now, as you're creating those surveys, one of the downsides with this is I create this survey. What happens is I go ahead and I create my survey, and when I download that survey, it says tour book on it. So based upon your feedback, we now can change the tour book header and the tour book title. So if you're doing a tour, awesome. If you're doing a market survey, awesome. Now you can do them both out of our program, and it will create a PDF for you when you generate that, and then you can download that right here. It'll have your colors, your logo, market survey, your information on there, and then it spits it all out. And then with all the tour location details and everything, and then it breaks out each space as you go through here. So again, great way to do market surveys, either through the tour book side or the CRM, and then reordering those properties within the CRM. You'll see that coming soon as well. As we go ahead and we show you how to become more efficient in the program, most people want to know what more can the program do for us. One is we can get you out of Chipmonkey and all that stuff using our email campaigns. Whether that's built into the CRM side or built into the listing side, we can help you. We can also help you out with our new embedded listing widget. This listing widget right here, you can simply click on new embedded listings, and this will walk you through how to create that configurable link. And this link is for showcasing your properties for sale or for lease on your website. You can choose it from a row to a column. You can change the search pane. So you can do no search pane, simple, which I'm a big fan of, or advanced. Now, both of those search panes, you might come and say, Matt, I only do land, I only do agriculture, I only do specialty like churches. No problem. You can come over here, and when we say inside of the search pane, we do have some flexibility in there to adjust that for you as well, and I'll show you how that works. Map type, you can choose default. That's our default map type here. Silver, dark, and then retro. And again, in your search pane, when you do go to the advanced, we do give you that ability to adjust that. Default location, you might be located in Toronto, but your main area is Vancouver. You might be located in Australia, but you primarily focus in New Zealand. You might be located in Bonita, but you do a lot of stuff in Florida. And then we give you your embedding code here. And your embedded code gives you the ability to just pop it right in your website. For folks that are looking for more SEO enhancement and they really get their property at the top of Google, this is a great way to do it with our plugin called MP Direct Premier. We can customize this, and as you click on each one of the properties, the information moves, and you can see some of these panes will even wiggle as you kind of get in there. You can see the listing information, you can grab documents, we can create contact us forms, and just a lot of customization that we have for it. The MP Direct itself looks great though. You can then just put that in your website and you can see your properties for sale. You can have it with a map at top here like this, or you can have something that shows the map in the search panel, because maybe you do every product type and for sale and for lease, and you can see that information across. Again, it's all about streamlining your process, making things easier and more simple for you. The dialog styles, people have asked, and you'll see some of the updates here like A, B, and C, and 1, 2, 3. The colors have changed with that. Dialog styles, a lot of people said, hey, your program doesn't look as cool as we want it to be. We want to change some things around. So we allowed you to not only change the layouts, the colors of the layouts, but we also give you the ability to change the dialog style. So if you want to box, if you want to underline, if you want to add it so you can see what the fields are, if you want to make it lighter, none, we do give you the flexibility. Now this is going to be made for every user. So if Jeff likes blue, Jeff comes in here and makes his blue, and that does not affect me at all. Mine still shows the white or the black or the yellow or whatever I have. So those dialog styles are for the individual user. Everyone is a snowflake. We understand that. Now you can go ahead and change that. Similarly, if you are a land broker, but you're part of a team that focuses primarily on industrial, or a multifamily broker on a team that does office, you now can change your dialogues with inside of our program. And with inside of that, you're going to be able to simply come over here and say select layouts, and then you can choose layout. I've created a couple, one for lease schedule, multifamily, and so forth, and you can see these are customized. So again, you can customize those. You can make them so they're made for everybody in your office, or made just for you, or made just shared with your team. And again, gives you a lot of that flexibility. We also have some new updates when it comes to augmented reality, virtual reality, our quick tours, our drone videos with Google Earth mapping, and some augmented reality with inside of that. So don't forget to ask us more about some of those things. How are we looking on time, Jeff? I try to make sure I get a really good cadence so people can follow along. But remember, this is not a training. So if you want to learn more, watch the videos, go to Guide Me, and we're here to help you along with training. But I wanted to go slow enough so you guys can see how to actually.
You're right on time, Matt. So we have plenty of time for questions, and open it up. One of the questions was, I think you just addressed it, about the MP Direct and MP Premier, and how we have the free plugin at the agent level. There's a small fee for MP Direct for larger teams or companies, and MP Premier for larger groups. But maybe where you're going here, take us on see some of the new VR visualization stuff. But we also, if you don't have a personal website and need a place to put your MP Direct plugin, we can do that for you as well. So we can build your website, whether personal or a company. We specialize in commercial real estate websites, so we know what you need and how you need it done, and we can make that very efficient for you.
Yeah, one thing that I haven't done is show you how easy to get access, and I apologize. I get so excited to show you everything new, but if you go to our website and you go click on product, you'll continue to see this banner grow. And as this banner grows, you can come in here and see different portions of our program. And one of them is, if you click on services, you can say custom websites. Once you go on custom websites, you can download the brochure if you want to see it, and you can click learn more. And then one of us will give you a call and set up a consultation for you. All consultations are free, whether that's a virtual reality consultation, augmented reality consultation, a video tour, a drone video tour, or any of that stuff. Consultations are always free when it comes to that. Again, you want to know about real campaigns or real blasts, come to our website. It's pretty informative. You can download PDFs, or you can contact us by clicking learn more, and we'll give you more guidance on that.
Maybe share that rather than the golf one. I mean, you can go in here, but I think the interesting is that flyover the city, which we have a lot of information forthcoming on some new market tours, market presentations that are really dynamic and beautiful, that I think you'll love, and how we can then present these very cost effectively for you in your city, your town, and present and highlight your featured properties, your track record, your market in the best light.
And you see how the copy, it's because my internet's not that great. And you'll see some other stuff coming about how we can think about getting rid of the chop. Would not be choppy on your end. I am in a full service office. Full service is great. However, there's a lot of bandwidth. I should have checked the bandwidth before I got in here. I can probably stream from my phone quicker. This would not be choppy on your end. But what we're talking about is we can add in these different video sections that are in here, and it puts it all together. We can even add things here that aren't built. We can highlight areas, and you'll see a video clip coming in a second of the ferry. I am experiencing degraded audio quality in my recording. Please close any unused internet applications. Chrome takes a lot of bandwidth. You know, Jeff's been having a lot of computer programs with his Mac, and my bandwidth now is getting eaten up on my computer. I think it's time for both of us to upgrade. So maybe we'll have to think about Prime Day presents. So if anybody wants to donate a nice
quick way to see, you get the concept here, Matt. You know, just different. You can highlight your city, orient a client to a city rather than just on a big panel in your office. Maybe bring them into your boardroom. You can showcase the market, talk about it, and this does it for you. It sort of just does the work. When you can put this on your website or send it out to people, and let them know about what's happening, what's dynamic, what are the new projects you're working on, how do they fit into the overall environment. And then if you have a virtual tour you built into it, you can sort of drop down and drill into a project being built, development site that you might be selling, leasing. The question that has come up about presentations in Market Edge, is there a way to sort recent transactions by status?
Yeah, I mean, so that's a good question when you come to that, and it says, can we sort by recent transaction by status versus sold versus active? The recent transaction is made for all your sold properties that are in there. So I don't know if it's going to have a sort for what's active. We do have a way to show active properties on there, and again, that I think that's the best way to do that is to gear your client back to MP Direct or MP Premier so they can see your active ones. But if you go here and you click on,
and by the way, we can flag on the MP Premier your active and put a tab for sold, or any, if you want to put sold or leased properties on your track record page as far on a map interface with your listings, you can do that as well.
So I would say no, you can't sort by them, because the idea is these are your recent transactions. These are recent transactions that if you've done, or just other recent transactions, I guess you can put. More importantly, this is really about you. This is just recent transactions, and then your comps are going to be recent transactions. So this is kind of saying who I am. You might want to do a nice leave behind. You go out and talk to a building owner, you talk to a client, whatever it would be, and you want to give them your calling card. This is heck of a lot better than a little business card here. This shows your recent transactions, and that's kind of what this was made for. The comps will show transactions that are recent. When you're valuing a property, you're creating that collateral, and then more importantly, I think it's better to go back and use MP Premier and allow us to add in a sold section in there that then we can show your sold. And I think you can then say, hey, look, you not only can see my properties that are for sale, but you can also see my recent transactions, and we can add a tab that says recent transactions in there for you.
Well, let's just show people how you create that transaction history, your recent transactions, and we'll make a note, Greg, to see how if we can add a capability to sort.
Yeah, so recent transactions, to add to them is pretty easy. You can just go to the comps. Comps you can import from Excel, or you can bring them in from the CRM easily. And then all you need to do is take your mouse over the edit button, and then you hit recent transaction at the top. I'll circle this up for everybody right here, recent transaction. So.
We've just done a lot of work, and it's another thing coming soon out of CRM to be able to organize comp reports and other lists by dragging and dropping and organizing. And it might be that we're able to do something similar, either by getting those transactions, get that report done in CRM, or if we can get that sorting capability built in here. So we'll look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, and remember the new reports that will come out to create surveys and stuff can sort. And you'll be able to put them in different order. So maybe you can even use that report in the CRM. So I think we give you a couple ways. Is one in the CRM. One is maybe we'll put that into Market Edge, and then the other one is on MP Premier that you can show your current properties for sale and for lease, but also have a recent transaction sold or leased on there. So we try to give you a lot of different ways because everybody likes stuff differently. That's all I have, Jeff. I think everybody should have an amazing holiday. If you're not on vacation yet, you probably will be soon, but we will be around working hard for you during that time. So if you need us, just give us a call, give us a text, give us an email, tweet us, connect with us on support. We'll be working during the time. We will not be here on July 4th. We'll be taking that day off, but other than that, we'll be here waiting for you.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon, and we will see you soon.